Hello, my honeys. My name is Emmy. I am a bride-to-be, and I am sharing with you a wedding update today. If you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmie, or just Emmy, I guess, when we talk about weddings. I'm Wedding Emmy. I live in Boston with my fiance and my 2 kitty cats, and I'm getting married. I'm getting hitched. I have uploaded up to this point my engagement story, looking at wedding venues, and today I've got a juicy update. So today's agenda, what are we going to be talking about today? We are going to be talking about the venue, have I chosen one yet? Setting a date, who is going to be officiating the wedding, engagement party, a very special surprise with my mom's wedding dress, and what next steps are. So venues. Up until this point, I have shown you a few venues that I have toured. And drum roll please, we chose one. We chose a venue, which also means that we chose a date. Let me walk you through all of the venues that we've looked at so far. Venue A was the first one that we looked at, and what I really liked about this venue was, and it was like a little bit scary almost too, I felt like I went to college at Elon University. I felt like I was at Elon, where once you walk onto Elon's campus, you are sort of in a simulation. It's sort of like a Black Mirror episode where the real world is happening, and then you step into this oasis where they paint the grass green at night, literally at Elon. That's what it felt like there, where you walked in and you're like, okay, this is a nice place. Yeah, they're taking care of things here. There is not going to be a flower petal that is out of place. I really liked that. What I didn't like was the ballroom, and the ballroom was where the wedding would be if it rained. We live in Massachusetts. This venue is on Cape Cod, which means there's a chance that it's gonna rain, and I don't want to be getting gray hairs for the next 2 years out of fear that it's gonna rain and I'm gonna end up in a ballroom that I don't like. So I loved this venue because of the beautiful tent, and it overlooked the water, and I knew that I wanted to be on the water. It was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous place too to stay, but I didn't like the indoor plan. So unfortunately, this one wasn't it. Venue B, we'll say, beautiful. We loved the windows and all of the light that poured in. It was gorgeous. What I didn't love was it was a little bit dark in this venue, and actually a client of mine went for a wedding at this venue, and she wrote me and she said, you can hear the music from a different wedding that's happening upstairs during the speeches. So this venue has 3 sub-venues within it, and within that venue you could hear the other wedding happening, which is something you want to ask, are there other venues, are there other weddings happening here at this day on the same day? Is this the only event that will be happening? So that was going to be a no-go, especially for, you're spending so much money on this. You don't want the speeches to be happening and then to hear people doing the cha-cha slide upstairs. So the upstairs venue of this was beautiful. It really was gorgeous, the upstairs venue. Really wanted there to be so much light that came in, and I didn't want to feel like I was in this dark, crowded room. I really wanted it to be open air and light and breeze, and that is what I wanted for my venue, and I didn't feel this at this venue. It was beautiful, but it wasn't what I wanted. And that's something I want to say too. What's a 6 to me is a 9 to you. So what I like is different from what you like, and there is no right way to do a wedding. There is no perfect venue. Your wedding should look like whatever the heck you want it to look like. So keep that in mind. If you've been to a wedding at these places, everybody's wedding is so unique to them, and I just wanted a place that felt like me. So the other venue at this venue, don't take a shot every time I say venue, gorgeous, absolutely jaw-dropping, breathtakingly stunning. The thing that made me not say yes to this venue, although it was everything that I wanted, was that we couldn't start the ceremony until 6 o'clock. And the reason why I loved this venue so much was because I loved all of the light that poured in, and I wanted to be able to have time where the light was pouring in and the sun was coming in, and they wouldn't allow us to start the wedding until 6 o'clock. And the sun's gonna set and the whole wedding's gonna be dark. So that's, 6 to midnight is a no-go for me, or 6 to 11. I'd want it to start earlier. So unfortunately, for that reason, I'm out. The next venue that we looked at, the woman that gave us the tour for these next venues was so kind and just warm, and that helps, I'll tell you. The first venue, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I thought this is gonna be the one. I think this might be the one. This feels like it. The light is coming in the windows, light, bright, and white. However, my mother-in-law actually went to check out the venue because she heard from my future sister-in-law, her daughter, that at night, that in the summers, the smell of the tide can be very pungent. Something I would have never thought of. And she said, I went down there and I went to see, is it actually true that the smell is pungent? And it was. And thank God she said that, because I probably would have had my wedding there and people would have been listening to us, giving our vows, smelling like they were living in a chicken in the sea can. Can't have it. Now, below the venue that you just saw was another venue, we'll call it Venue F, and again, a beautiful venue, but it felt a little bit small, a little bit low to the ground, and this, we would run into the same issue as the venue prior, where the smell would just be overwhelming, but it was gorgeous. We then went to another venue, which again, the outdoor space of this other venue was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. However, the inside was small, the ceilings were low, it felt crowded. And again, if it rains, I don't want us to be all crowded in this one little spot. So we haven't said yes to the venue yet, as of now, at this point in the video, but we will. The next venue that we went to just wasn't it for us. You could hear the restaurant next door playing like Cheeseburger in Paradise, and if Jimmy Buffett Cheeseburger in Paradise is playing as I'm walking down the aisle, I'm just kidding. I'm truly not a bridezilla. Like, as long as I get married to my partner on that day, I'm the happiest woman in the world. If I am there, my future husband is there, my mom, my dad, my family, his family, if everybody is there healthy on that day, that is all I need. I'm just joking. I'm making this video hilarious. I'll be here all night. Next venue, sort of historic, charming, has character. I like things to be more light, bright, white, open air concept. So gorgeous venue for the right person. I wasn't the right person for this venue, but it was beautiful. It really, really was beautiful. Every venue that we saw has been beautiful, but I had to find the one that was right for me. Then came the one. Oh, the one that we have chosen to have our wedding at. We have chosen a date. We have locked it in 2026. We are getting married at this gorgeous venue. Oh my gosh, it is. The second we walked in, my mom and I were like, wow, this is beautiful. And hopefully, fingers crossed, if it is a beautiful day, and if it's not, like I said, if my whole family is there, his family is there, we're all healthy, and I get married, I am a happy girl. And I am so blessed, so blessed to be able to have any sort of wedding at all. If the cherry on top allows it to be a sunny day, then we'll be able to watch the sunset over the bridge, over the harbor. And how beautiful would that be? So it is open, light pours in, all the doors open up. It's stunning. There are stairs you can make your entrance down. There's another little area where there's a fireplace, and I love the indoor backup option if it rains. If it rains, there's plenty of room to have the ceremony. It's still a beautiful view. There's a little fireplace, so it's a really great indoor option if that has to be the case on that day. And I've been spoiled so far. Beautiful day for my engagement. My engagement party was this past weekend, another beautiful day. I've gotten suspiciously lucky so far, especially living where we live. So if it doesn't end up being a nice day on that day, it's not going to be the end of the world. It'll still be a great option. So we have chosen the venue. We have chosen our date as well. We are getting married in 2026. I'm not going to say the exact date that we're getting married, but we chose to do a 2-year engagement because our lives are just so great right now. We love being engaged. We love living in the city. We don't want anything to change. We want to live in this little engagement bubble, and being engaged is so fun. I don't want to rush this. I love planning for the wedding. I love the excitement for the wedding. Being a fiance is really, it's just fun. I love where I am right now, and I want to stay here in this little engagement bubble. So we're going to be engaged for 2 years, and then you get married, and then it's like, when are you having kids? You know, I'm not there yet. I really like where I am today right now. So we are going to get married in 2026. We got engaged in June of 2024. So it'll be just about 2 years, almost 2 years. Next order of business, we chose an officiant. So we actually asked one of our friends to be the officiant. He is my fiance's, he's his best friend. And he has been with us since the beginning. It was always the three of us. We would go to weddings together. It would be us three. We've traveled together. We've known each other since the beginning of our relationship. And he is a stand-up guy. He's very spiritual. He just always seemed to me, I can't see it any other way. Like he's always been there. And he always will be there. He's always going to be a part of our lives. And he's spiritual. He's well-spoken. He's a friend of ours. He knows both of us well. He's the perfect person. So we asked him this past weekend to be our officiant, and he of course said absolutely. His girlfriend is gluten-free and dairy-free. And so we went out to dinner the other night. We were going to have him over for dinner. We ended up going out to dinner with some other friends, and I had a box of gluten-free and dairy-free cookies. And I said to him, like, oh, I know you love restaurant dessert, but I made you guys these gluten-free, dairy-free cookies. Like, you have to check these out. And so he opened up the box, and I'd written asking if he would be our officiant. And he said yes. So he is going to be our officiant. Then this past weekend, we had our engagement party. I didn't think I was going to have an engagement party. I didn't want to have like a big, you rent some place out, and yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have a huge engagement party. However, this past weekend, every year my fiance's family comes up we go to a Patriots game together, and they come up for a weekend. We call it Parents Weekend. They live down on Long Island. And when they were coming up this year, my mom said, when they come up, why don't we do just kind of a local with the family that's here, do a little engagement party? And I was like, I would love that. That would be lovely. And so we ended up doing an engagement party at my aunt's house, and it was all of the local members of my family, and then some people actually traveled to come, which was so meaningful. My aunt came from South Carolina up to Boston. My other aunt and uncle from Connecticut drove up. And so it really touched my heart that they were willing to travel to come celebrate us. And we had such a great time. And I had the surprise of a lifetime for Healthy Mummy. So if you are not new here, this is gonna come as no surprise to you. I'm gonna tell you information that you already know, that my mom is my best friend. I think best friend is an understatement. I think she and I were created by a higher power to walk through life together in some sort of partnered capacity. And she is like my soulmate. She's the best. And you know that from watching this channel. I am her only daughter. I have 2 older brothers, Max, Ty, and then there's me. Emily, Emmie. Anyway, all of this to say, She and I are having so much fun planning the wedding because this is it. This is what we've been waiting for, is to be able to do this. And anyway, so she got married to my dad in 1985, and they have had a beautiful, wonderful, amazing marriage. They are like soulmates. And so her wedding dress must be good luck. And she had told me, I just remember her saying before, I had my wedding dress preserved, but why did I even do that? I haven't looked at it, and it's been in the attic forever. It's been up there since 1985. I haven't seen it since the day of my wedding. Why did I even do that? That was the big thing, was get your wedding dress preserved. What a waste. So I knew that her wedding dress was in the attic. So on one of the days that my mom and I were going to look at wedding venues, I had called my dad a few days before and I said, when mom and I go look at wedding venues, can you get the wedding dress from the attic and put it in my car without mom knowing? And he said, okay, and he didn't ask any questions, which is just like so him. And as my mom joked, he was happy to get rid of it. It's a joke because he loves throwing things out. He's like me, being a minimalist. So he put it in my car, and I had the idea to surprise my mom by shortening it into a mini dress that I could wear to the engagement party, to my bridal shower. And so I took the dress home, and let me show you what happened. Okay, so I've got my mom's wedding dress. My dad snuck it into my car for me. I've never seen this. Oh my gosh, I have to try it on. This is crazy, it's so 80s with the puffy sleeves. Okay, let's try it on. Are you kidding me? This nearly fits me perfectly. Oh my gosh, it's so 80s. I feel like Glinda from The Wizard of Oz. I'm a good witch, not a bad witch. Okay. So I put the dress on. I could not believe it fit me in the waist, but I couldn't believe it fit because I'm 5'6". My mom is super, super tall. She's way taller than me. So I brought it to the tailor to get it altered. They thought it was the best story they've ever heard. I'm gonna go back and I'll show them the video of me surprising her with it. But yes, I got it shortened. And here's how it looked. I cannot believe how adorable this dress is shortened. It is so me. I love when things are tight at the top and then they flare out at the waist. I love that fit and flare feel, high-waisted. And as my mom kept saying, it was very Princess Diana with the big puffy sleeves. So I went to the tailor. All I did was get it hemmed. I didn't get anything else done to it. All I did was shorten the dress and it came out perfectly. I will, for future occasions, I'm gonna get the bust like tightened. It needs to fit better up on the top, but I surprised her with it. So let me show you how that went down.
I'm asking here. Is that my wedding dress? No way. Oh my God, Em! Oh my God, that's the sweetest thing ever! Look at that!
Everyone goes, is she gonna be mad that you cut it?
No! It fits it in a box!
Yeah, that's what I said!
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
It's better on you. That's amazing! Yeah. You're the bestest. Oh my God.
So as you heard, the exchange that we had, people were asking, is she gonna be mad you cut her dress? My mom and I share a brain, and I know this is the best use of the dress. It's been in the attic since 1985. My brothers weren't gonna wear it. The best way to use it is to repurpose it so that I wore it to the engagement party. I'm gonna wear it for my bridal shower. This is, maybe I'll wear it for the rehearsal dinner the night before. In my mind, this is the best use of the dress. And I'll save it, I'll keep it. Maybe I'll pass it down if I have a daughter. So that was just so fun. Right before the engagement party, my mom also did give me something super special. My grandmother, Mimi was her name. We called her Mimi. Her name was Elizabeth, which is my middle name. But she wore her mom's diamond ring every day of her married life. and my mom, for my engagement gift, had made, this is the diamond, she had it made into a gold necklace. So now I get to wear Mimi and my great-grandmother's diamond every day of my engaged and married life. So that really meant a lot to me, and I feel so honored that I get to be the guard of this diamond. So I will now wear this. So what are next steps? Well, let me check my wedding planner and see what next steps are, because we've got time. So about a year before the wedding is when they say to choose your bridal party, write your guest list. Already wrote the guest list. Start researching vendors. So I think what we're gonna do is until we're about a year out, I am going to just be, I'll flirt a little bit with some vendors, find out what the pricing looks like, start to think about what I want my dress to look like, but I'm just kind of relaxing until springtime. Springtime will really crank things up. Springtime will start to send out save the dates. So until spring, send me any ideas. I'll be on Pinterest pinning things, flirting with some vendors, but I think we'll check back in around the springtime when we start to crank things up a little bit. And I think I'll probably go dress shopping in the spring too, which will be really exciting. I'll definitely take you along for that. If you made it to this point of the video, comment Mimi, M-I-M-I, so we can all say hi to Mimi because I have her diamond. All right, my honeys, I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.